Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here. And in today's video, going to be talking through some MLB player props I like on Prizepicks for today for Monday, August the 22nd. We do have a smaller Monday slate. We just have 9 total games today. There is one early game, but we have 8 night games today. And it's not the best slate, I'll be honest. Like, there was not a ton that stood out to me when I first looked at the board on Sunday night when I'm making this video. But I did find 2 props I liked for today, so we do have a 2-pick entry that we're going to be running for this Monday slate. But before we talk through the 2 plays that I like for today, guys, we can recap the plays that we gave out in our last video, which was on Saturday. I did not make a video for Sunday. I normally don't upload on Sundays, just especially because it's mostly day games on Sunday. But Saturday we gave out 3 picks. Saturday did not have a good day. Saturday we missed on our 3-pick entry. Went 1 and 2 on the 3 picks we gave out. Missed on Mike Trout's over total bases. Mike Trout went over 4. Did not have a good game at all. I think the Angels scored like 3 total runs on Saturday, and Trout obviously didn't contribute to any of that, which is unfortunate because I did like that matchup a lot for him against Tyler Alexander. And then we took the over on Logan Gilbert's strikeouts over 4.5. I felt really good about that bet. His line actually got bumped up to 5. Gilbert's did, and Gilbert had 4 strikeouts through I think 4 innings or 5 innings. He had only thrown 66 pitches, and they pulled him after just 66 pitches. I was very surprised that they pulled him so early. He did give up a few runs the inning before he got pulled, but with where his pitch count was, like I definitely thought he was going to pitch another inning, if not 2 innings. Hopefully he would have got a strikeout, but they pulled him after just 66 pitches, and he finished with 4 strikeouts. But the one play that did hit for us was Christian Javier took his over strikeouts in a friendly strikeout matchup against the Braves, and he had a really good game. I think he pitched 6 innings or 7 innings, had 8 strikeouts, I believe. Went over his K prop for Saturday. So our 3-pick entry did not cash, sadly, just 1 and 2. But on Patreon, we had a pretty good day on Saturday. We did cash our top 2 plays Saturday. We cashed our top 2 plays Sunday. For those of you guys that are maybe new here and you want to get more Prizepicks plays from me, I do provide those over on Patreon. You can check it out if you are interested. $20 per month gets you access to all of the Prizepicks plays that I post on Patreon every single day, and it also will give you access to my DFS content. Right now, I'm not doing any DFS content for MLB, but when NFL season gets here, when NBA season gets here, I will be posting DFS content and Prizepicks content, and all that is available for one price. It's all together. I don't charge, you got to pay this much for Prizepicks and then you got to pay this much for DFS. No, it's all together. So $20 per month gets you access to all my Prizepicks plays and DFS content over on Patreon. On Patreon Sunday, I do give out plays every single day on Patreon. So even though I didn't make a video Sunday, I still posted on Patreon. Gave out 5 picks. There was 5 total picks I played Sunday. We went 3 and 2 on our 5 picks, but luckily we did cash our top 2 plays. Again, what I do is I take all the plays I give out each day, so the plays I give out on YouTube and then the plays I give out on Patreon, combine them all together, come up with my 2 favorite plays. My 2 favorite plays Sunday both cashed. I know a lot of people played those. A lot of people on the Patreon, they go pretty heavy on the 2-pick entry. It's kind of what I do as well. But I usually run an entry with all my plays together. I did a 5-pick entry with all these 5 plays. Got half my money back off of it. But then I did do a 2-pick entry with our top 2 plays. Well, I was able to cash off of that, and I think our top 2 plays have hit like 5 days in a row on Patreon. It's been doing really well over there. So if you guys want to check out the Patreon, it looks like this. I do a full write-up with each play that I'm on for that day. Give a description of why I like each play, and then obviously I get my top 2 plays of the day that you can run a 2-pick entry with. So if you're interested in the Patreon, check it out. It's linked down below in the description. Before we talk through our plays for today, guys, hit that like button. Always appreciate you guys checking out these videos every day. Hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. Make sure to check out Prizepicks as well if you are new here, and if you have not signed up for Prizepicks yet, get over there, sign up. Make sure that when you do sign up, use promo code NOAH. When you sign up with my promo code, Prizepicks will match your first deposit up to $100. As always, Prizepicks, they offer a lot of props in the MLB streets. Obviously, they offer props for a ton of other sports as well. They don't have their full MLB board posted yet, but they will probably post it sometime on Monday afternoon. You can take a look at all the props that Prizepicks has available for MLB today. You can check out everything they offer for other sports as well. Obviously, NFL season is right around the corner. College football is right around the corner, and Prizepicks does offer props for college football. So yeah, definitely give them a try. Check them out. Make sure that when you sign up, use promo code NOAH. Get that deposit bonus when you do sign up. But let's talk through our 2 plays for Monday. Again, guys, Monday slate, not the best. Not a ton that I love for today, but still going to run a 2-pick entry. Found 2 props I liked at first look. So the first play that I like for today, going to be targeting 2 guys in pretty friendly matchups. And the first guy that's in a friendly matchup is Jeffrey Springs, and we're going to be taking his over 31.5 fantasy score going up against the Angels. So the Angels are a team that I've kind of picked on all season. They're just not that good of an offense, and they strike out a ton. Now, so far this year against left-handed pitching, the Angels have been slightly better than they have against right-handed pitching, but still their numbers are pretty dreadful. I mean, if you look at strikeout rate, the Angels have the sixth highest K rate against lefties, 24.2%. And then if you look at their offensive numbers, most of their offensive numbers are towards the bottom of the league. In terms of batting average, the Angels are 27th in batting average. They are 27th in on-base percentage. They are 28th in slugging. They're 28th in OPS. In terms of ISO, they're a little bit higher up in terms of ISO, 25th. But like WRC plus, the Angels are 27th. So they're pretty much bottom 5 in every offensive metric against lefties, and they're top 10 in strikeout rate. Now, I do want to mention that the Angels did get back Mike Trout over the weekend. So Mike Trout being back in the lineup is a slight downgrade for Springs. Trout, he has kind of struggled since he's come back from injury. He hasn't hit the ball that well. But obviously, Mike Trout's a dangerous hitter. You would prefer that he not be in the lineup, but Springs has pitched really well this year. He's done a good job limiting damage. He's got a pretty decent strikeout rate. He's got a 26.5% K rate this season. Has a fairly low walk rate as well. He's able to get a lot of chases. He has one of the higher chase rates in the league, so he's able to get a lot of swings and misses on pitches outside the strike zone. We know this Angels team will chase the ball, outside the zone. They're one of the higher K teams in the league, so I think this is a matchup that offers a lot of upside for Springs, and I think it offers pretty minimal downside. Like with how bad the Angels have been against lefties this year, this is not a team that you really fear. Like you don't really worry about Springs giving up a ton of runs here, and if he does give up a ton of runs, then whatever. It's baseball. Shit happens. Baseball is a very random sport. But you would think this is a spot where Springs should pitch well, maybe only give up 1 or 2 runs, and he should definitely be able to rack up some strikeouts in this matchup. I was looking at his K prop for today. It's currently set at 5.5. I was debating taking over 5.5 strikeouts or taking over 31.5 fantasy score, but I went through and looked at Jeffrey Springs' game log, and almost every start this year where he's gotten 6 strikeouts, he's also gotten 32 fantasy points, and there have been a few starts where he's gotten 32 fantasy points without getting 6 strikeouts, so it was tough to make a decision here. In general, I think Springs is going to pitch well here, and I think it's a really good matchup for him. If you want to take his over 5 strikeouts, I think that's fine to take. But I like this spot a lot for Springs. The Angels are just not a good offense. They strike out a ton. They have a very low implied run total for today. Like right now, the Angels, their implied run total is set at 3.2, which I think is the lowest on the slate. The only team that has a lower total, or the Brewers have a 3.2 implied run total as well. But yeah, 3.2 implied run total for the Angels. Obviously, Vegas is not expecting them to score many runs. The Rays are pretty heavy favorites here too. They're minus 195 moneyline favorites. So we might see we might see Jeffrey Springs be pitching with a lead. If he's pitching with a lead, and if he comes out of the game with a lead, there's a chance he could get a win as well. And if he gets a win, obviously that's 6 additional points. So I could definitely see Springs going 5 or 6 innings, maybe giving up 1 or 2 runs, but probably getting 5 or 6 strikeouts at least. Maybe he's able to get a win. If he pitches 6 innings and gets a quality start, he's definitely going to go over his fantasy score. His pitch count has not been the best this season. Like I know his last start against the Yankees, he actually pitched pretty well, but they pulled him after just 78 pitches. So, I mean, you would prefer to see him pitch a little bit deeper into the game. Like the Rays kind of do pull him a little bit early, but I think if he goes 6 innings, gets a quality start, which is kind of what I'm hoping for, and I think in this matchup that's definitely doable, he's probably going to finish with 32 fantasy points or more. Like 6 innings, 2 runs, 6 strikeouts, that would put him at 34 fantasy points, and that kind of feels like a pretty good projection for him. So I like Jeffrey Springs quite a bit today. I like this matchup a lot for him, and I like his over 31.5 fantasy score. Going to be our first prop for today. The next prop, again, it's another guy in a very friendly matchup, and it's going to be Julio Urias, and we're going to be taking his over 38.5 fantasy score going up against the Brewers. This is a matchup that I've been targeting all season. Lefties against the Brewers is a spot that I've just been hammering all year. I took it on Sunday with Justin Steele. We took his over fantasy score. That was one of my top plays on Patreon on Sunday, and Steele, he pitched an amazing game. I think he went 6 shutout innings with 9 strikeouts or 8 strikeouts. It's just such a good matchup. The Brewers have really, really struggled against lefties this year. They had the 3rd highest K rate in the league, 25.3% strikeout rate against left-handed pitching, and their offensive numbers are towards the bottom of the league. They're second to last in batting average against lefties. In terms of on-base percentage, Milwaukee is 22nd. In terms of slugging, they're 27th. OPS, they're 25th. ISO, they rank 22nd. WRC plus, Milwaukee is 26th. So this is a very similar situation, kind of as we talked about with Jeffrey Springs, how Springs is getting a good matchup against a weak offense that strikes out a lot. It's kind of the same thing for Urias. You wouldn't think of the Brewers lineup being weak, but they are actually pretty bad against lefties. They've really struggled against left-handed pitching this season. We know Urias is a really good pitcher, does a really good job at limiting damage. He does a really good job of inducing a lot of soft contact. You can look his hard hit percentage. He has one of the lowest hard hit percentages in the league. Only 29.3%. So rarely does he get barreled up. Rarely does he give up a lot of hard contact. His strikeout rate is slightly above average, 24.4%. But this is just a matchup where you would expect Urias to pitch well. You would expect Urias to be able to limit the damage. And with how much the Brewers have been striking out this year, you would expect him to be able to rack up some strikeouts in this matchup as well. He did just face the Brewers in his most recent start, and I believe he finished with 39 fantasy points. So obviously he went over this line. Yeah. So his last start against Milwaukee, he went 5 innings, had 6 strikeouts. He pitched a shutout through 5 innings, finished with 39 fantasy points. I want to say that his pitch count did get kind of up there. Like he was only able to get through 5 innings because he had thrown so many pitches. More times than not, I would say Urias usually pitches at least like 6 innings. I mean, he's gone at least 6 innings. Outside of his last start against Milwaukee, he had gone 6 innings in 5 straight starts. He's also gotten 39 fantasy points or more in 5 out of his last 6 starts. So Urias has been pitching really well lately. He's been pitching deep into games. He's been racking up strikeouts. It's a very friendly matchup here. I think this is another spot we can maybe see Urias get a win. Obviously, when you're playing for the Dodgers, there's always going to be a chance that you're playing with a lead because the Dodgers lineup is just so good. And right now, the Dodgers, as you would expect, they're big favorites in this game, minus 250 moneyline favorites. So if Urias can get a win, obviously that's 6 additional points. I think 6 innings with 6 or 7 strikeouts, maybe 1 or 2 runs allowed, and a win is pretty likely for Urias. And if he gets all that, very likely that he'll finish with over 39 fantasy points. Just think the matchup's too good to ignore. I think this fantasy point projection for Urias could definitely be a little bit higher. It feels weird having a projection like Urias. You wouldn't think to put Urias at like 41 or 42 fantasy points, but I think in this matchup, that's probably where his projection should be, just because Milwaukee, again, they've been struggling so much against lefties this year. And again, Urias has pitched really well this season, and he's pitched really well as of late. So it feels like all the boxes are checked for him, in the spot. But this is what I'm liking for Monday, guys. Just a 2-pick for today. Not a ton stood out on the board when I first looked at the slate. Obviously, we'll get more props Monday afternoon, and I'll take a look at those other props, see if I can find some additional plays I like, and I will share those over on Patreon. As per usual, if you guys want to get access to my Patreon plays, you can check that out. Link down below in the description. $20 per month gets you access to all of my Patreon plays that I post every single day, gets you access to our Discord chat, gets you access to my DFS content that I will be posting when NFL season gets here. So we got a lot of stuff going on Patreon every day. And obviously, posting over there, Prizepicks plays, top 2 plays. That's all available for Patreon members. So check it out if you're interested. But good luck tonight, guys. Thanks as always for watching the video. I hope you did enjoy. Hit that like button before you get out of here. Hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. And make sure to sign up for Prizepicks as well. Sign up for Prizepicks. Use promo code NOAH. Get your first deposit matched up to $100 when you do sign up with my promo code. But good luck tonight, guys. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.